YANGON. Reuters. Family members of two Reuters reporters detained in Myanmar said on Thursday the pair had told them they were arrested almost immediately after being handed some documents by policemen they had gone to meet. YANGON, 31, and Kyaw Soe Oo, 27, were arrested on December 12 on suspicion of violating the country's Official Secrets Act. The Ministry of Information has cited the police as saying they were arrested for possessing important and secret government documents related to Rakhi and state and security forces. The two journalists had worked on Reuters' coverage of a crisis in the western state of Rakhi, where an estimated 655,000 Rohingya Muslims have fled from a fierce military crackdown on militants. In the first account of the circumstances of the arrests from the journalists themselves, YANGON's wife Pan told a news conference her husband said that he and Kyaw Soe Oo had a meeting at a restaurant on deck 12 with two police officers they had not met before. The policemen handed them two rolled-up papers and said they could take the documents home and open them there, Pan said, quoting her husband. They took the two rolled papers and paid the bill and went out from the restaurant, she said. They were immediately grabbed by around 7 or 8 policemen who handcuffed them and arrested them. He told me that. NYONYOI, Kyaw Soe Oo's sister, told the news conference that her brother had given her a similar account of the incident. Police were not immediately available for comment. On Wednesday, Lieutenant Colonel Myint Chue, a senior staff officer from the Yangon Police Division, said, "We took action because they committed the crime. It needs to be solved in court." Pan, wife of Reuters reporter YANGON and NYONYOI, sister of Reuters reporter Kyaw Soe Oo, attend a news conference in Yangon, Myanmar, December 28, 2017. Reuters. Stringer. The government has said that two policemen were arrested along with the two journalists, but has not given any information since on what has happened to them. It was not clear whether the two policemen arrested were the same two men the reporters met. YANGON and Kyaw Soe Oo were remanded for a second 2-week period in custody by a court on Wednesday and sent to Yangon's insane prison. During the court hearing, they were allowed to meet their families and a lawyer for the first time since being arrested. The families and lawyer Than Zong, who has been retained by Reuters, were also allowed to meet the journalists for about half an hour at the prison on Thursday. Pan, wife of Reuters reporter YANGON attends a news conference in Yangon, Myanmar, December 28, 2017. Reuters. Stringer. Than Zong said at the news conference that the two journalists told him they were being held in the same block as prisoners facing murder and drugs charges, and were afraid to leave their cells. On Wednesday, the reporters said they had not been mistreated in custody. "The situation is okay," YANGON said. "We will face it the best we can because we have never done anything wrong. We have never violated the media law nor ethics." The British colonial-era Official Secrets Act carries a maximum prison sentence of 14 years. Government officials from some of the world's major nations, including the United States, Britain, and Canada, as well as top UN officials, have previously called for the release of the two journalists. Several NGOs and journalist organizations have called the arrests an attack on the freedom of the press. On Wednesday, a Reuters spokesperson reiterated demands that the journalists be freed. "These two journalists are being held for simply doing their jobs and have done nothing wrong. It is time for YANGON and Kyaw Soe Oo to be released," the spokesperson said. Reporting by Anthony Slodkowski, additional reporting by Shun Nang and Tu Tuong, editing by Raju Gopalakrishnan and Alex Richardson. Or Standards. The Thomson Reuters Trust Principles.